We got with us, my friend.
We are so excited to have this singing, flatfoot, churchy singing man. And y'all know I love traditional gospel. And this gentleman is representing it in a fantastic way. None other than the one and only Arthur Sutton. Welcome to the Wake Up Morning Show.
Thank you for having me. I am delighted to be on the show with Mr. Robert Dean.
Oh, wait a minute. You only
And
see
and Dr. LT.
you only see Robert Dean.
Well, on I have it actually. I have you on my phone,
Okay,
and I see one person
so you got
on
to
my.
swipe it so you can
You
see
gotta
On
all of them.
swipe it.
All right,
Yeah.
I got
Don't let the man mess
okay.
his
Okay.
phone up.
Well,
All
don't
right
worry about
now.
it. It's okay because
I'm
you know.
I- I'm I got you now, man. I
Okay.
got two. I got you now.
There we
So
go.
I'm gonna deal with my beef with you.
Don't you got a beef today? It's
I
Thanksgiving weekend.
no, I got a beef with him.
Oh,
You
Arthur,
know,
get ready, get ready, get
and
ready.
I want to get this straight.
Get it straight.
And let's start off with it. Where you from?
I'm from Chicago.
Okay.
Chi-town.
So my question to
Well,
you.
I was actually born in Yazoo, Mississippi, but I was raised in Chicago.
Okay, because my question is, how you gonna come on?
With
I've
car.
been calling your law office trying to get some representation, and I ain't got you ain't returned my phone call. You know it's a small case, and I know it's little money because you big money, but how can we tell us about how this singing attorney is in the gospel industry?
Well, because the gospel and the singing came before I went to law school.
Okay,
So I broke off from singing and recording records, and I went to law school, and
okay,
then I returned back. So the law school attorney came second,
okay.
you
You
know,
know
in my life.
What kind of attorney are you?
I'm a good one.
Right. Is it entertainment? Is it
No, I was
business?
just kidding with you. No, I do civil and criminal.
Mhm.
I do real estate. I do probate. I do contracts. I do some
Wow.
entertainment as well. Yeah.
What a blessing.
So let me tell you. See, we got this situation. Robert Earl Dean
Oh
was at
God. How am I always in there?
Robert Earl Dean was at church, and he sung the folks so happy that the lady jumped up and her wig flew off, and somehow the wig got lost in the melee of the shouting, and now she's trying to sue Robert Earl Dean for causing her to lose her
Oh
wig.
God.
Can you help us with that? You know,
That's going to be a tough one right there. But I tell you what, I'll put it like this. Brother Dean doesn't have very much to worry about on that.
okay. See, look at it.
Thank
Look
you.
at it. We got some
Thank
free
you.
advice from the
Jesus
attorney.
dropped the charges. That's what old Neil Twin said.
So tell us, you shared with us where you're originally from,
Hmm.
but when did you literally start in the music industry, or knew that you had a gift to sing and to play and all of that?
I was 12 years old, and there was a quartet group called the Willing Four. And my brother actually started out playing bass for them. And when he would bring the bass home, I'd be so fascinated by the size of the strings, because I was used to seeing guitar strings, six strings. Every time he would lay that bass down, I would pick it up and try to play it. And so my other brother, my older brother, saw me doing that because we lived in a little small 2 bedroom house in the projects, the Robert Taylor projects in Chicago. So it was like four of us in the same room. But he would see me trying to play, and so he decided, man, I'm gonna put you in music school. So he put me in music school in a company called Line and Healy here in Chicago. I started training how to read music and play music, and from there, I started playing for that quartet group. I recorded with them back in when I was like 15, 16 years
Wow.
old. Yeah, and I've been playing for them uh, all all that time, and then I decided to get my own group.
Mhm.
Okay.
So and we've been going since then, and God has been good. He's I made some good records that has been traveling across the country,
Hmm.
internationally as well,
Hmm.
and God is He's really blessed me.
Who was some of your favorite singers or who inspired you growing up?
Wow. I got to be honest, okay? Uh, on the gospel side, it was the Williams brothers.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I love those guys because they could go in either way. They can go quartet, they can go Christian Edwards, and I still love Melvin and all them to
Hmm.
this day
Hmm.
on the gospel side. There was some other gospel artists too, but on the I did listen to Earth, Wind and Fire coming up, so
We
that was
all
a
did.
big yeah yeah. So that was a big influence on me. Uh, it was just and Frankie Beverly Mays.
Hmm.
Matter of fact, the guitar player that plays for me now is the guitarist for Frankie Beverly when he's not with me.
So
So he's and Bootsy Collins. Those kind of bass players kind of influenced me coming up.
Larry
so
Graham.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Larry Graham.
So
You know what? Larry Graham was the first one that did the plucking on Hot Fun in the summertime.
Wow.
Point, 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 point. He was the first one who started that.
so
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 yeah,
tell me
he
so tell me this: how did Leonard and the Leonard Ets impact your music career?
who?
Thank you.
Did he just say who?
And I said who too.
You don't remember Leonard and the Leonard Ets?
No, we don't, Leonard.
Oh, that's that you, Leonard.
You know,
God shut them down. God said it if they wasn't in the spirit.
we always laugh because um, when we talk to a lot of people, we find out they genuineness when we ask them that question, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that was a good one." We're like, "Okay,
Right.
they ain't for real." You like who? We're like, "Good answer, good
Good as
answer."
right.
So tell me this: you've been in the industry,
Hmm.
you've been in ministry, you are an attorney. Tell me and maybe give some upsides and some downsides of what you've learned about the music industry and how you're navigating it now with the knowledge that you do have.
Well, the upside is you play your music and it's very much appreciated when your music can touch and bless somebody
Hmm.
along the journey. When your lyrics can bless someone, change someone's mind, or put Jesus on someone's mind that they would want to change their life and live for Christ and to praise and worship Him. That's what my lyrics do. If you listen to any of my records, and the downside, I, get- I the downside, it depends on what your goal and vision is for your music. Of course, with me, I would like for my music to travel as far as it can go around the world. Wherever God sends it,
Hmm.
I would like for it to go there. But me on the carnal or human side, yes, I love for my music to be all across the country, across the world.
Hmm.
We recorded a song. I wrote a song called "I Got an Angel Watching Over Me," and that song really blessed the world. I got booked in other countries just for one song.
Wow.
And so, yeah, matter of fact, one country, Sweden, I went there and sold out two concerts over one song.
Wow.
Uh, yeah, God really blessed that. And so you can get that kind of satisfaction and enjoyment, at least I do, from someone enjoying your music. And when they say to me, man, I turned your music, I was going through,
Hmm.
I had lost my mother. I was laying up. One guy said I was laying up in a hospital bed, and man, he said all I played was "I Got an Angel Watching Over Me." And other people would come up to me and say, "Man, your music really blessed me. I was going through this. I was going through that. I was thinking about this, thinking about that, and your song blessed me." That's the reward that I get on the upside.
Mhm.
So the downside, I can't really say a lot of downside in making music, except for sometimes the musical politics that comes
Yes.
along with it.
Yes.
I'll just say that.
Well, I just want to let you know. Rumor said
Uh oh.
that one time you was on tour, and they brought you some chitlins, and you knew they weren't clean, and you was trying to figure out how you can get out of it, and you had to I'm not gonna say you lied about it, but you found a way to escape.
Well, let me just say like this. You know, I can tell that them chilling's not right, man. I can tell
They be kind of
that them,
swollen. Right.
yeah, hey, you know, all the, we're talking about this. I don't want to gross anybody out, but we all know what chitlins are.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you can do it like a tube of toothpaste and something crazy comes through there, you know something's wrong.
Something's wrong, huh?
Yeah.
That ain't Jesus.
Right. Right. Now, my question is, what what was your motivation to be a lawyer or an attorney?
You know what? Now, okay, forgive me, brothers. Am I talking to Robert? Which one? Robert Dean?
Yes.
Okay. All right. What was my motivation? I'm sorry. Say the question again.
What was your motivation for being an attorney or a lawyer?
Well, let me tell you this, and I'm gonna try to say this as fast as I can. I worked for the Department of Corrections here in Illinois. I
Hmm.
was a parole agent for the Department of Corrections. And I don't know if you guys remember, they were talking about abolishing parole, at least in Illinois they were.
Mhm.
So I said, you know what? I want to get me a job where nobody can fire me. I can work as long as I want to
Right.
and as much as I want to. So a young lady came in my office and she asked me to write a recommendation for one of the inmates that she was had on parole. I talked to her. She told me she was a young lady. She was in law school. And I said, you know what? I want to go to law school. Long story short, I applied to law school and I got in, even after the admissions committee told me that they would be wasting a seat to
What?
let me in. They actually told me that to my face. So the motivation was then, I gotta make it now.
Wow.
I gotta show them that, that what they said about me is not true. They stereotyped me
Come on.
because of my LSAT and my GPA. It wasn't real high, but I was a basketball player in school. If some people would say I was a basketball star, or whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't. Well, all I did was wanted to get a C, just enough to stay on the basketball team. I never tried to exert myself to make A's. But
Hmm.
so anyway, long story, my GPA wasn't that high. It was like a 275 or something. So the law school felt that they would be wasting a seat to let me in with a GPA that low because they felt I was going to flunk out in my first year. But I showed them differently. I want you all to know, and I can tell the world that I went into law school and I finished in 2.5 years.
Mhm.
And
Wow.
I became one of the most successful students at that law school. And that was at William Mitchell College of Law in St. Paul, Minnesota. So that motivated me. I had to go, I had to finish, and I had to pass the bar
Mhm.
because what they said about me, the stereotype of me, said that I would flunk out my first year.
See, that
So
that goes to show you
Yeah.
that it ain't what people call you, is what you answer to.
Yeah. And then
yeah, yeah.
one of the things that I really love the fact is that you're a successful gospel artist, a
Hmm.
successful recording artist, but you also have a very successful professional career.
Hmm.
So what would you tell gospel artists now? Because a lot of artists and musicians, they want to literally make their full time living off their music before it's time,
Come
if you
on.
will. So what
Well,
advice would you give up and coming artists, up and coming musicians as they navigate the gospel industry?
I would tell them they have to. It's tough to be full time artists unless it's very few of us, a very few, excuse me, of the artists that make enough money
Hmm.
when they come out early to provide for them fully. I'm not saying that it can't happen.
Hmm.
Some get lucky and they get a hit record and they're being booked all the time,
Hmm.
but those bills come every month.
Come on.
Mhm.
If you got a wife or kids, those bills come every month, whether you got a gig or not.
That's right.
So I would say this to you get yourself a job and record your music until God puts you in a place where you can afford to stop working
Come on.
and go full time. So I would say work full time first, and you're doing your music. And when you see that you can stop, then stop.
Right. Wisdom.
I would, yeah, I wouldn't say to go out there and not try to find a job, especially if you got kids, you got
Yes.
responsibilities. So that would be my advice. I got a son. I got two sons. I told my son, and he's got a bachelor's degree, and he was talking about he wanted to do music full time. I said, and this was before he finished his college degree. I said, son, get your degree first. Then I say, if something happens, you can fall back on your degree.
That's right.
And I told him that, and that was a school situation. He didn't want to go to school.
Yeah.
But I told him, my wife and I convinced him, man, go to school, man, get your degree. Then you could, you're heads over other people that did not.
That's right.
And then get yourself a job. I said, and then once they start booking you everywhere and you see where you can afford to quit your job, okay, then do it.
That's wisdom.
Yeah. And I agree with you 100%.
That's wisdom.
Because, Leonard and the Leonardettes, they was on demand in my mind.
Yes, they were.
They were on demand. But I had, when it came down to quitting the job, somebody came back and said, you need to quit the Leonardettes to keep the job. No, but this is the thing, and the reason why we say that is because it's so important. People get wrapped up in their mind that they're going to be in limos and they're going to be touring and they're going to be doing that, and they're not going to have that 9 to 5. But what folks really don't know, and this is what I want you to talk about, let's talk about the work that it takes to be an artist.
Ooh.
Well, let me say this. It takes perseverance
Yes, sir.
and dedication. And as a gospel artist, I'm going to say this. As a gospel artist, you have to be dedicated to the Lord and to allow him to lead you and guide you. I cannot speak on the R&B, but God, in my opinion, whether you do R&B or whether you do gospel, you need a dedication to your music to make it. I mean, you can't be out here haphazardly, because if you're haphazardly, then you're going to be received haphazardly. So if you're going to do it, put your heart in it, work hard to make it happen. And one songwriter told me I used to try to write songs to certain genres and certain age groups and all that. And of course, I still write for the seasons, like Christmas or something like that. But now I write songs from the heart.
From the heart.
And I know this is incorrect grammar for you, brother, but I let it do what it do.
That's right.
I write it from the heart, because if you listen to any of Arthur Sutton's records, there's a message in each of them, because I'm singing about God, to God, or singing a praise about it.
Come on.
In all of my records. And I feel good about that. And I'm just letting it do what it do. I appreciate brothers like yourself who taking out the time to even talk to me like you're doing. And I appreciate it. And just hopefully things like the interview I'm doing with you guys, I can do that more and get more people, and my records can spread the word.
Yes. Yes.
So let me ask you this question. This is just a rumor.
Not another one.
And you can just help me with this rumor, just to make sure that we get this done. Is it true that you wooed your wife and got her attention via a song and a bass?
Well, I wouldn't say I wooed her to get her. I would say I wooed her on a song that I wrote. She loved the song, but to get her, I had her already.
See, now we're gonna have to bring your wife on the show.
He was a basketball star, so he was getting a lot of
your wife on the show to see what her story is, because she could be coming up there. I saw that tall drink of water, and I said he need my help.
Right.
Well, you know what? I tell you what. Let me tell you this quick story. Actually, I met my wife at the Chicago Gospel Festival. I know y'all heard of it.
Yes. Oh yeah.
She was she was the MC on
All
one
right.
of the stages. Okay, so I was walking in, and I was supposed to perform on one of the smaller stages, because they have two smaller stages, then they got the big stage.
Right.
So she was emceeing the smaller stage. So I was getting ready to perform. So I'm coming up backstage, and she's standing there, and I saw her, and she shook my hand, and she rubbed my hand a certain way.
She
I
touched
said,
me.
"Oh yeah." I said, "Oh yeah." She trying to throw a little hint out here, and from then on, is I met her and we started talking, and the rest is history.
Well, that sounds like a
two
mahogany.
two sons later.
2 songs later.
Wait,
Yeah.
that sound like mahogany. You
Right.
gonna let my hand fall
Go.
off?
Right. 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 So did you play basketball in college as well?
You know what, Brother Dean? I played since I was in sixth grade. I'm not bragging on this. It's just a fact. I started in sixth grade. I played all through grammar school, played high school, played college, and I graduated from college. I even had a tryout with the Indiana Pacers.
Wow.
And then all of the summer leagues. I'm talking about back in the day. I'm dating myself. I played. Maurice Cheeks and I played backcourt together.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, the Maurice Cheeks that won the championship with the
Y-
doctor.
Yeah.
We played backcourt together. Isaiah Thomas. Uh, um, all of us played together here in Chicago.
Wow.
Wow. The
So
Yeah.
Chicago's known for
yeah.
basketball.
So let me ask you
Oh
this.
man, yeah.
Let me ask you this question. As a consultant, educational consultant, I had the opportunity back in the day to do something at Capriti Green, working with some young African American males there. Tell me, how did your relationship with God, your athletic ability, and your music ability keep you safe out of the turmoils of gangs and drugs?
Man, that's an excellent question. As I told you all earlier, I grew up in the Robert Taylor projects. They may have been torn down now, but you probably, if you're aware of the Chicago history,
Hmm.
that those are 16-story projects.
Hmm.
Wow.
I grew up, yeah, yeah, yeah. I grew up there, and that group that I told you I started playing for when I was young, like 12, 13, they kept me so busy going to rehearsals and going to sing at these different programs, sometimes 3, 4 times a week. That helped me
Mm.
because I had to lead the guys. Hey guys, I got to go to a rehearsal, man. I get with y'all later. Hey guys, I got to do this program. I get
Hmm.
with y'all later. And that's what kept me off the street. And I'm not trying to say I was the Mr. Goody Two Shoes. Yeah, I did my little share of stuff, but for the most part, it kept me off the streets.
Hmm.
The music did, because I started playing for my church, started playing bass for my church,
Hmm.
and so I couldn't hang out on Sundays because I was going to church to play
God's
bass for the
hands.
church.
God's hands was on
Yeah,
you.
yeah, that's true. And when I got out of church, I had to go do an evening program,
Yep.
so I didn't have that much time to spend with the fellas.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's what helped me through.
Wow.
Well, my friend, we're very excited to be supportive of your
He
music.
got a good single.
We have this single,
Thank
It's
God
a
you,
good one.
always keeps his
It's a
promises.
good
thank
one.
you,
Tell people how
thank
they
you.
can book you, how they can find you, how they can connect with you.
Okay, there's 3 ways. One, I'm going to give you my website, and it's kind of long, so I'm going to say it slow. It's www.gopentertainmentrecords.
Gospel
That
Entertainment
records is with an
Records.
S. Yeah. .com. www.gopentertainmentrecords.com. You can get me through the website, or you can get me at my email address,
Hmm.
super Sutton at sbcglobal.net. That's super is SUPASUTTON at sbcglobal.net. And the third way, you can just call my office, 708 747 3233. Again, 708 747 3233. And that's direct to the phone on my desk.
And if you need representation, make sure you got your paycheck.
Call that same number.
Call the same number. Now, my last question to you, because I got to ask this question. Uh, Does your wife have a pet name for you?
Yeah, she does. I mean, it's not one of the, I mean, she just, the darling dears,
Okay, okay.
darling dear. Let me tell you this. My wife has been on radio for 40 years.
Uh-huh.
You might have heard of her. If you ask anybody in Chicago, I mean, anybody who's in radio in Chicago, they know her. Her name was Janet Harris, but now it's
Yes.
Janet Sutton.
Sutton. I've heard
It's
of her.
Janet
Yes.
Sutton.
I've heard of her.
Yeah, that's my
Tell,
wife, and she sings with me.
well, tell her that
You
we need to
know,
get her on the show and
yeah.
interview her. Cause
If I wasn't, that'd be great to do that. She is fantastic. Here's the only person that I know, brothers. They book her from Chicago to Kansas City just to MC.
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, to California to
yeah.
MC a program.
Well, see, that's why we want her to come on the show, and I'm gonna personally ask her about that hand rub. You know, because some of these women
Yes.
that are on here are trying to see the technique that she used.
It ain't gonna work for everybody.
she she got my attention, man. Women know how to do their look, what they do, to get the attention. She got my attention.
Well.
Yes.
So
She,
Sister Sutton,
she's good friends with Lemmy Battle.
That's right.
yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
She is.
Well, there
Lemmy
you have
Downer
it.
is a very good friend of mine.
That's my cousin.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was just with her last night. We were at Angela Spivey. You know Angela Spivey?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yes. The gospel Patti
Yeah.
LaBelle.
Oh, yes, that's right. We were with her last night. Very good. And all these people are my clients. Yeah.
Lemmy's your client too.
Oh, yeah. Lemmy, Angela Spivey, and I can go down the line.
I'm gonna call Lemmy up and I'm gonna say, Lemmy, can you ask him to answer my phone call? I've been leaving. Leonard and Leonard that's been
Oh
trying to get
yes.
representation.
Yeah, we gonna need representation. Hallelujah. Yes. Entertainment. Yes. Hallelujah.
I got y'all. I
Att-
got you.
Attorney
I
Sutton, we
got you.
appreciate you. This is Arthur Sutton. We appreciate you. Robert L. Dean sitting up there showing pictures of you and Lemmy on his telephone and everything. So, like I said, you somebody that we need to know. And after they hear this song today, they're going to want to know you the more. Download it, stream it, and share it. This is God Always Keeps His Promises. None other than Arthur Sutton. Right here on GOD Radio 1.
.com.